And postseason basketball is among us. And here at League Bound, our focus is mainly just talking about younger or prospects or younger NBA players. And I think this is an exciting year, not only because there's a lot of good matchups, but we also get to see a lot of young players who are maybe in their second or third playoff appearance, or they're making their playoff debut. And so we're going to go around and kind of just talk about some young NBA stars that we're excited to see play. I'll get the ball rolling, but I'll kind of do one. I think we should kind of do one and then just kind of go around so we can kind of talk about it. But I think for me, the first guy that I am going to say is probably Benedict Mathurin for the Indiana Pacers. Okay. And the main reason why I say that is just because last year, obviously, they made that conference finals run without him. And I think Ben is a fun, I mean, I'm not a Pacers fan, so they might feel a little differently. But I think for me, he's a fun player to watch just because of the mentality that he has, the energy that he plays with the motor. He's also, a willing and capable shooter. And I'm interested to see kind of how his presence impacts the Pacers, especially because I'm sure he has a little bit of that chip on his shoulder where, they made that run without him. And it's like, okay, how much of he's still valuable, but it's like, how much more valuable do you make us when you're on the floor? So that's something I'm kind of interested to see.
He has the opportunity to kind of raise how people see him this postseason. I know he didn't get a chance to play last year, and not that he would have made it different, like that big of a difference, so where they would have won the series against Boston. Mm-hmm. But I definitely would have liked to see him at least in that series and seeing both teams at full strength. So he's a really good pick to me.
Yeah, I feel like Indiana. You mentioned the run last year. Who knows what happens? Like you mentioned, they might not have been able to get through Boston, but it's still a question mark. And obviously another year under his belt, more development. He's been solid this year. So Ben Mathurin could be maybe the piece that helps them, if not in an Eastern Conference Finals game like last year, if they're struggling in one of these earlier series. Like they're matched up with Milwaukee, and we're hearing news that Dame Lillard might be on his way back. And obviously, Giannis and Dame are going to be a problem regardless of what seed they are. So adding more firepower than they had last year due to injury, I think could be big. And Ben Mathurin's definitely a guy that could be an impact for.
And the second guy I have, I'm going to just go ahead and say it. Christian Braun. I mean, okay. Obviously, I'm a KU guy, but that's not why I picked him, because obviously the narrative around the Nuggets has been they got rid of KCP, and now they're in even a bigger hole because of Michael Malone being fired. I completely forgot about that. But now you're asking your younger players to step in and do a lot more. And for Christian Braun, I don't think he'll wind up winning it, but he's put in a serious conversation for most improved player, and he's been performing in the regular season. But now I feel like once you get to the playoffs, it's a little bit different. He's shot 40% from three, but he hasn't always been known as a consistent shooter. And I think especially when you're playing around a player like Jokic and they're going up against a team in the Clippers they've got Kawhi, if assuming he stays healthy, I don't know if he's really the same defensive player that he used to be, but that's still they're going to get hounded on the wings and in the guard play, or in the backcourt, excuse me. But I would be interested to see how Christian Braun plays, in a little bit tougher environment where, maybe he's going to be challenged to shoot, and they're going to be like, okay, you shot 40% from three. Let's see if you're really about it. So I think that's another guy I'm interested to see play.
You can definitely just see with Jamal, especially with Jamal Murray's injury riddle back end of the season, hasn't been playing as well, probably due to the injury a little bit. Ty Lue is the type of coach where he kind of knows that the Nuggets kind of go as Murray goes. Jokic is going to do what he's going to do. He's going to get his numbers. He's going to get his points, rebounds, assists. But the Nuggets don't become a real championship contender, dangerous team unless Murray's going. So I think you'll probably see the Clippers do everything they can to take him out of the series. And that second of that off, some of that offensive production is going to have to be taken on by Christian Braun. And I think he's going to have opportunities to do it. I think even though he's taken a massive step forward in his shooting and overall game this year, if I'm a team scouting them and playing them in the playoffs, you would have to still show me. Like, to be quite honest, I need to see it on the stage, under the lights. Mm-hmm. Is he going to perform? And, like, because not even necessarily perform, because he played good in their last playoff run, but is he going to be able to shoot the ball at the level he's been shooting it? And will it be enough to get them over the hump? So,
and I think even in, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but even in some of those past playoff performances, specifically their championship run, he played a much different role. For Brown, it seemed like he was kind of playing off cuts, feeding off, the gravity that Jokic was attracting. And I think obviously he's still going to have that type of Jokic is still going to have that type of gravity, but I think with Brown playing more of he's going to be asked to play more minutes. They're going to expect him to shoot more. I think it's going to be a little bit easier to game plan towards him, and he's not benefiting from so many other role players being there as well.
And not to mention, he's probably drawing their toughest defense assignment every night. That's not like one of the bigger players, which that'll probably be Aaron Gordon's role. So he's not only going to have to bring it on the offensive end, he's also going to have to be their point of attack defender. So he's definitely going to have a big playoffs coming up. Like, they're kind of going to go as he goes. I'm interested to see how he responds to that.
It kind of feels like this Denver Clippers series is probably going to be, in my opinion, one of the more offensively focused ones, because obviously with Jokic out there, people are going to get open shots. But this Clippers team now with Harden, Kawhi, and also with Norman Powell, the way he's played this year, having like a three-headed monster like that, all of them can go for 20 easily. So I do think not just with Christian Brown, but throughout the rest of the series, like the role players might be the difference in a 7-game series format, because you know what you're going to get from, the superstars in this one. But does a guy like Christian Brown have a big playoff run in him where he can be kind of that difference maker that swings the momentum to Denver's way, especially on the road? That new Clippers arena, like, I'm excited to see that in a playoff format. Like, it's going to be so loud in there. Clippers fans, even though, Lakers and Clippers kind of get compared like that, they can be pretty passionate. So I'm excited for that series for sure.